Hello everyone, welcome back again to TLS Real Talk. And so this podcast will be actually wrapping up our mental resilience podcast with the athletes. So first and foremost, I would like to thank all the athletes, and we have Muhamad Ridhwan, our pro national boxers, and we have Lucas Ng, a short track athlete skater, and Kerstin is our national hurdler, and lastly, Syasya is our the ultimate frisbee athlete in Singapore. All right.
Like,
So
what's that?
Ramdan,
Example.
yeah.
What's
So
up, man?
of course, we want to do a summary of what they have shared with us. So maybe you want to start it off with a bang.
All right.
Yeah,
With a bang. Okay.
with a bang.
Of course, like Anna mentioned, thanks to all. And I guess the whole main thing about why we interviewed all these athletes, it's for to know their inside out of what's their perspective on basically resilience in specifically in the sports context lah. So for those of anyone starting young who wants to pursue sports as a career, as an athlete, or even let's say if you are not pursuing sports and you find it's applicable to you, by all means you can always use the tools or their advices in life lah, because I feel that it can be applicable to everyone and anyone out there. But because their background story is all about sports, right, and how they have pushed on and move forward to all that. So I guess from the 5 things that we are summarizing, right, it's all about how these athletes, local context athletes, have so much passion in them, so much passion in them that and for those of you who know sports in the context of Singapore, right, some of them are not getting paid. Okay,
Exactly.
that shows how much passion they have for them to continue on their path of pursuing their sports that they love. And then we will talk about time management, about them, how they are disciplined enough. We talk about how there are certain habits that they have, and among all the athletes, they have this habit of self-talk every single time. How they encourage themselves, and then perseverance. That's one thing. Perseverance, and I think lastly is about accepting where they are at, and improving their own limits lah, here and there. So I guess these are the main 5 major points that if we talk about resilience from what we have observed. So this is what we're going to talk about basically in the whole summarization of our podcast.
Very interesting that actually I just realized that when we do the podcast, they all come from different backgrounds.
Yeah.
Example for like Kerstin Ong, she was from the sports school, Singapore Sports School. And she mentioned about the structure they have, following the timetable and all. So they have the proper structure. And for Muhamad Ridhwan, he was trying boxing at first, and he don't really know whether he can go pro. But of course with hard work and all that, and he made it to that stage. And for Syasya, she, if I'm not wrong, she did netball, right? Or volleyball?
Oh yeah, she took a different spot.
Yeah, different sport. And she was actually trying because of it's unique in a way, the sport that she's doing, ultimate. And so for all this, and lastly, who do we miss? Lucas. He actually did ice skating with the family actually.
Oh yeah, from leisure time.
Yeah, correct. Leisure time. Then he actually like fell in love with it. He tried to do GoPro, and yeah, he actually succeeded. So these are all the different backgrounds that we see then. And at the end of the day, with no matter the different type of difficulty that they face, they all actually become a national athlete. So just to tell everyone that are watching this right now, so you don't use excuses. That's the very first main thing. Nothing actually can stop you from achieving what you want. That's the first thing. Yeah. So as if you watch all these podcasts, you will know for yourself the things that they shared, the difficulties, the burdens, and all the hardship that they face when going through this journey along.
I
So
think
yeah, so
from what I'm hearing, right, from you,
yeah,
right, Anand, because they're from different background,
yeah,
and some of them from sports school and all that, finding
mm,
exploring different sports. I think when it comes to resilience, even for TLS, right, whenever
yeah,
we make our workshop or conduct our workshop, right, we
yeah,
always will try to have the first foundation of self-awareness first,
mm,
which is knowing your passion,
yeah,
knowing what you like to do, your interests, and all
mm,
that. Because only when you know yourself inside out,
yeah,
only then that so-called inner motivation comes in. Say, oh,
mm,
I love to do what I love to do, right? Because especially in Singapore context, a lot. I mean, I fall for the trap. So a lot of peer pressure from
yeah,
friends, from
family,
families, your
yeah,
parents. Hey, you should do this, you should do that. The typical kind of pathway of every Singaporean child, even up until now, is you go primary school, secondary school, as much as you can. You go to JC, and then you go to uni, get a good
yeah,
degree, get a job 8 to 5, and all that. Everyone knows that. But sometimes you just don't want to do what other people want you to do, you know? And I'm not saying that you should do like that freedom of choice. Like, oh, okay, I want to do this, I want to do that. I mean, knowing what
mm,
is right and wrong is also different, right? But we're talking about passion here. So I think that's the most important part, lah. Like you have to know what drives you fully. And
yeah,
one of the main questions that you can ask yourself, like at any point of time is if money is not an issue, right? If money was never an issue in your life, what will you be doing? And I think it's applicable to sports, especially in um, in Singapore lah, basically. These
yeah,
questions that if money is not an issue, um, what you'll be doing. Because our athletes, the majority of them that we talk about, we are talking to, they are self-funded.
mm,
Ridhwan is an entrepreneur. He has to
yeah,
find some ways to survive. And the rest of them are still, in NSAs that are not fully, even Syasya is not in, the NSA is not
and I
established yet,
say yeah,
right? And to the extent that they work part-time jobs, freelance jobs, some full-time jobs, that kind of stuff, and they are still grinding
mm,
afterwards for their sports that they love. That's pure passion to me. Yeah,
exactly.
that's the interest that fuel them to go on and on and on and on. I think knowing yourself is very important. So
Keep
yeah,
them moving forward, in the sports and also in their life.
yep.
Yeah. All right.
And yeah, and
Second thing.
the second
So
one,
you mentioned about they actually accepting their limits. And so like example Shasha, she said that she don't get the cut to join the school team at first. But yeah, that so she actually understand that she's not there yet because some other people already play the sport for like longer time than her. But she knows her limit and she keep on working hard, improve on what she's not good at, and yeah, and now she actually reap the benefits of having the hard work and all. Actually, same for all the athletes. Actually, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, they all actually face the same. I to be honest, actually, everyone actually will face this kind of thing limitation.
yeah,
Like nobody are born perfect. You born, you wake up, you are actually good at everything. You always have to go for training, learn from the pros and all your teachers, your coaches.
mm,
Then that's where you get better and better.
yeah. I think I agree with you. No
Mm,
one's born perfect, and acceptance is important. Uh, Acceptance versus tolerance is very different also, because some
mm,
people tolerate things like, okay, I'm
yeah,
just not good at this. I'm just gonna take it as it is.
exactly.
That's tolerance to me lah.
Yeah,
But if you're accepting your limits, right? You'll be like, okay, I accept this is my limit. This is where I am at.
mm,
Okay, and now the question is, how do I push beyond my limits and continue to
That's right.
grow? Once you accept that, you are here, because tolerance is more to like negative. It's like, to me lah, this is my opinion. If you're tolerating something, let's say I'm tolerating people around me, who maybe it's maybe to me they are annoying, to me they are like, it's like, I'm just tolerating your bad habits, right?
Mm.
So I just move the flow just like that. But if you are accepting your friends' bad habits
Mm.
or negative habits in a way, you'll be accepting it, and then you'll be in a way, how do I compromise with them?
Yeah.
So it's a very different fine line, acceptance and tolerance. So I think, like you said, Sasha example is one of the best example, because she moving from another sports to uh, ultimate frisbee is something where, from a different sport, and then knowing that you're not good at it, and look at where she's at now. She's a national, she go all the way to world, I don't know what, world championship, right?
Yeah.
And that's just, it's a good example of accepting where you are at and continue to grow and grow and grow. So
Even
um,
even for Kerstin, she mentioned that she didn't get the chance to, like, how to say, participate for the
but
national
yeah,
team, yeah, for
mm,
SEA Games. Yeah, so but she's still there in the
yep,
zone, in the sport. She's still working hard, and
yep.
she already have a goal in mind. She want to go all out for the next SEA Games.
I
So
have
that's
a,
really,
I have a, what's that called? An example in my top of my head right now, lah. So
yeah, yeah.
I
Go
met, I
ahead,
met
go
a
ahead.
friend of mine
Yeah.
recently. So this point of time, I was quite down.
Mm,
And then he took out bits of pieces of scrap metals.
mm,
And then it turns out, scrap metals, it's like only a few dollars, maybe $30, $50 or $100.
yeah.
So he told me that all these scrap metals, right? And then suddenly he was like, okay, slowly on his free time, on his pastime, all these small metals, all these junks, he will put it together.
Mm.
And these scrap metals, right? Bear in mind it's $50,
So
in
real
all.
story, yeah.
It's a real story, So
Oh yeah.
50 to maybe $30. I don't know how much it is, but it's really very
Okay.
cheap when he bought it, like
Yeah.
Kallang Kuni or that kind of stuff. So he will say lah, he will just fix everything, take his time when his free time, and then he took out another something from his so called from his bag lah, and he showed me the final outcome,
The product,
what
lah.
the product. It's a
Yeah.
watch.
Oh.
So it's those kind of the old kind of watch where you can like flip, not the kind of
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
wear, it's the middle part,
Mm.
and he will sell this, the ultimate product, at $500,
Huh?
$1,000. People will
But
buy.
where you get the idea of, like, buying scrap metal and to turn that
Exactly,
into,
right?
wow.
And it's not like as if he make a business out of it. He just for
Yeah,
fun,
yeah.
because he just took it as a reminder that all of us here. I mean, it's a really good analogy for me lah.
Mm.
He just took it as a reminder that every time when he do it, every time he feel down or he feel bored, right? We just take out the scrap metals, we just do. So what
Mm.
he's trying to say that everyone here has a start point where we are nothing in the first place, but
Yeah.
as time goes on, we add value to ourselves.
Mm.
The things that you learn, all your diploma, degree, whatever cert you have, all these are values, whatever work experience you have. And at the end of the day, the end product is still you.
Mm.
How much is your value, right? And each time, every 5 years, 10 years, you keep changing your own value, because you keep learning and learning and learning and learning
Mm.
lah, right? And I felt inspired by that lah. I feel like, wow, because sometimes we feel that we are just stuck here,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we just stuck. I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. But
Like
when
the
he,
popular way is that people are too comfortable. They don't want to,
okay, yeah,
improve on. Yeah.
exactly. So it's like, if you want your value to be worth and certain outcome, you have to know that all these bits of junks, right, has to be put together one day. all this knowledge you learn, all this experience, skills, all that, that's going to be what you are worth for.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if knowing that, if you feel that you want to be Cristiano Ronaldo one day, you know how much effort did he put every day, man. All
Even
those
he's
skills,
the like one of like so-called best player in the world, and he
best
still
player in
go
the
for
world.
training. Go for training.
Exactly. You know, all
Never
this,
stop. Yeah.
every single time, all the skills, all the training, that is, and his outcome is he's the best player in the world. You know, alongside with Messi lah. I'm not going to debate on this part lah. But yeah, that's just top of my head. So I'm like, I was okay. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah. Interesting
um,
story. Huh?
yeah. So that's the accepting part of your limits lah, I would say.
Mm.
And the next point I would say is time management.
Time management. Yeah.
Yep. So it's the structure that you create for yourself, the system
Mm.
that you create for yourself. If you know all
How
the
bad you want it to be.
how bad you want it to be, man, and that discipline that I feel ashamed and embarrassed for myself also lah when I talk to the athletes. I'm like, wow, y'all go to this kind of structure, every morning you go to work or school, and then
That's why they say they have this discipline time management, right? That's how they become like best of the best in the country. So like it's not impossible for anyone, if we follow their regime, follow their structure. No one knows. We might be even like same
true.
power as them. Yeah, yeah.
The fact that you have to know that everyone have 24 hours.
Mm.
Everyone have 24 hours. No one in this life have extra hour, extra minute, extra
Yeah.
seconds. Everyone has 24 hours equally distributed in the whole wide world. How do you use that 24 hours is ultimately your choice lah, right?
Mm.
And I think the best of the best really, really use that 24 hours to the maximum output of to their own success. And I feel that it's like structure is important. Like, okay, for example, like Kerstin, knowing her, she's from sports school, right? And
Yeah.
and automatically, if you go sports school, they give you a structure. You cannot run away from that structure. So from primary school, from secondary school all the way to her poly life, if I'm not wrong, she's been in sports school all the way. So she has to wake up in the morning. She has to eat her nutrition food, training school. So that is structure has been given to her. And if you are lucky enough to be given to you a structure to follow, then I think that's going to be so-called help you lah in a way lah, because it's automatic lah. But for the way I see Ridhwan or Syasya, or even Lucas, where they are the adults a bit, right? They are the adults, so they have to force a structure to their life. No one's going to give that structure. So that's discipline at the max to me. And especially looking at Ridhwan, who is not only an entrepreneur, but a boxer, but a coach, right? And then now he's doing podcasts.
And he did mention that like during his free time, that during the COVID-19, he actually take up like some other part-time jobs,
Part-time jobs.
Yeah, and he never skips his training. So wow.
Exactly.
Mad respect. That's how he actually already plan out the time allocation, like what he have in that 24 hours to do something beneficial for himself. Yeah.
So to me, if you're really, really talking about resilience here, find a system or a structure for yourself and follow that structure. Really, just follow that structure. Don't be too comfortable in a way where you give too much of relaxed time for yourself whenever you plan your schedule, right? Because I fall for that trap a lot of times, But don't be too so-called strict also in your structure where you don't have some relaxation time lah. You need some time for yourself, for your friends and all. I feel I personally believe in a balance in a way. You shouldn't be just grinding. I mean, it's good to be successful in terms of wealthy and all wealth, but there are other important so-called things in life, right? Like
priorities.
priorities, your life, family, and all that. So But structure is very important. The structure is very important. Make a schedule for yourself. Learn all the tools. Recently, we did a project with a secondary school where we talk about time management for them, knowing what's important, unimportant, how you manage your time, all of that. Use the tools, and just create a systematic schedule for yourself, lah. That will help you with your resilience, lah. To me, if you want to be an athlete, know that you have to grind on the fields.
Basically, just to put in a layman term, when you say about structure, basically like normal average people, when they don't have structure, basically they go through their day without knowing what to do exactly. Like have you come upon a time like you are sitting down like what am I supposed to do right now? Like
Yeah.
have that thought,
Yep.
So this, yeah. To be honest, I'm part of it. So I'm I need to be honest with myself. So I did face that sometimes. Like we were sitting down, I don't know what to do. Watch TV, watch Netflix, because
Yep.
it's your free time. But actually, if you really plan your time, there's something that you can actually do. Like maybe if you are still schooling, you can do your homework, your projects.
Yeah.
Like some other beneficial you can do on your paperwork research, or you can even actually upgrade yourself through online learning. Yeah.
True.
This all comes through with like proper structure and planning,
Yeah,
like throughout your day. Yeah.
I agree with you, man. I
Yeah.
have encountered that kind of days before,
I
where
think everyone
everyone have
faced
lah.
that,
It's like, wake
situation.
up today, like nothing okay lah, just watch
Sleep,
Netflix
sleep,
lah.
sleep.
Sleep ah. It's
Got,
either I watch Netflix or I sleep, and then I'm telling you hours can just pass just like that.
yep. And you
And
wake
then
up
I'm like,
at around 8 or what? Oh, did I just miss that whole time of doing nothing and just sleeping?
exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah lah, structure lah important. System is very important. So yeah.
Yep.
Next, what's next? The one that we talked about.
Yeah, self-talk.
Self-talk. Yeah, self-talk. What do you think about self-talk?
Okay, self-talk. Actually, yeah, I remember when I asked Ridhwan about the comments that he had in his social media. Like there's a point that he's not really doing well in his competition, and he up against this opponent and he lose. Then I did ask him whether he did read the negative comments from his fans or whoever anonymous person that write out negative comments, and he did mention that sometimes he did read the negative comment, but he didn't really put in account that you don't really care about those comments. Actually, he did self-talk exactly. Like he said that I can improve on, and he took up those comments that actually can improve on his performance, which is exactly what athletes should do. Yeah, you take up all the positive part and you ignore all the negative comments.
True.
Yeah.
I think that's the hard part where people are facing where not only even in social media, I feel even like in general, right? People are just too consumed or too fixated on negative comments about themselves like,
Correct.
hey Ramdan, where you can do this all, but that's where I think the knowing your self-worth is important and sometimes in life you just don't care what people say about you I mean,
Exactly.
you should care, but to the extent where,
yeah,
if you can just don't care on the negative comments about yourself, and that will show your self-esteem, right? Just don't care right ear in, left ear out, and because you cannot please everyone, man. You cannot please everyone. So the only person that you can please is literally yourself.
yourself.
Yeah, it's literally yourself. You can't even please your parents 100% because they have expectation of you to do certain things. But the only person that can reach your own expectation is really yourself. And if you have reached your own expectation, and if you have, before this, your limits, everything, right? And if you are proud of yourself, you should just give yourself a pat on the back, and say, hey, good job, man. right? And
Yeah,
that's
one more thing about expectation. I just want to put it in, like when you expect something for yourself, don't really expect like too high.
too high lah.
You need
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
start small. So
Yep.
yeah, so
Don't be too
you
greedy or
like what people always say, having too high expectation will lead actually to disappointment. So
yep, true.
yeah,
So uh,
so
smart
start
goals,
small lah. Yeah,
smart
small goals.
goals.
Yes.
Those of you that doesn't know smart goals, go read it up. So
Yeah.
yeah, be realistic in your goals, especially as your expectation, but don't be too high lah. I don't say agree. But yeah, sometimes you just don't need to. And I feel these athletes that we interviewed, right, their self-esteem is very strong,
Mm,
really, really very strong. Knowing that they don't get a lot of outcome from it, like publicity in what they do in their
mm,
sports and all, blah blah blah. Like if you compare it to swimming or soccer, the most popular sports is in Singapore, right?
yeah.
Yeah, publicity is not as much. And knowing that you don't get so much out of it, but they still continue doing it.
Yeah.
And some sports like ultimate frisbee, well, it's not even
Mm,
NSA yet. I cannot imagine the negative comments or the doubts of people having to the team or even the athletes like, you sure not ultimate frisbee can make it all the way.
mm,
And look at them, they are third or second, right?
mm.
I can't remember
That,
actually. Their self-esteem is very high. To me, I think they managed to block the negative comments. So sometimes you just have to create
yeah.
this bubble of positivity around you and just deflect those negative comments out of the way.
Mm.
Don't let it affect you lah.
I'm sure the team also definitely have this self-talk before each game,
Mm,
because they go in as a underdog, like who
yep,
is this team, like from Singapore, like try to join this world championship ultimate frisbee.
exactly. And
Yeah, so with this self-talk, I think of course with the help of the coaches, they really guide the team to really wow to be up at the national, even
yep.
the world map, Yeah.
So self-talk, yeah, just self-positivity talk lah. I mean, you don't have to be so, what's that called? Like so excessive in your self-talk. Like, oh, okay, sometimes it's just like, hey, I can do it. You know,
Mm,
simple tool that we always use in TLS is the power of yet.
yeah.
I can do. I'm not good at this yet. It just gives you a sense of a little hope, and it's like, I'm gonna achieve this soon, but just not now, but not yet, right?
I
So
will work on it.
yeah, I will on it. All this, your language, it's important. But let's use something very simple. Don't have to be, like you go YouTube and then suddenly you Google motivational talk and then you go to say, oh, okay, you just like, no lah, I don't have to do all this. It's just as you go by, sometimes you walk, if you feel down, you just say, hey, you know, life is not over. I can still do this.
Mm.
Just a simple self-talk. So yeah, that's self-talk, man.
That is self-talk, yes.
And the
So
last one
and we last one.
is perseverance.
Okay, when we talk about perseverance, like again, actually, all the athletes will face this. We did ask each one of them, like, do they have like the downside of their journey as an athlete?
Mm,
So how do they go up? How do they bounce back from there?
mm.
So basically, some of them, like Lucas, we did have a talk about his injury, like
Yeah,
right
yeah,
before his SEA Games,
yeah.
and yeah, of course, as if I was in his shoe, I would definitely be worried, because of I'm having that, and it's like I think few days or few weeks before
Mm.
my real competition did, and there he did not really think about it. He just want to fully focus on the game. Like that's where the perseverance comes in. He don't really like care about anything but his performance and all. Yeah.
True. I think focus is important.
Yeah.
Being focused at your targeted goals is very
Mm.
important. You have to, what's this called? Begin with the end in mind, knowing where you want to be at. And once
Yeah.
you have a point of compass there, focus. I'm not going left or right, I'm going straight to my
Yes.
compass point, being really, really focused. Of course, focus. If I open a can of worms, there's a lot of things like being in the flow. How can you maintain motivation and all blah blah blah. But the main point is being focused, lah, I think. And I think
Yeah.
perseverance is knowing that failure is not the final so-called destination for yourself. If you reach failure, doesn't mean you have to stop. People, and I think one of the majority of so-called issue that we may have in our fast-paced generation or life, right? Because everyone wants things fast.
Yeah.
So the resilience part, people just want a quick way, a quick fix way, or I want to be rich quickly. I want to reach this mountain quickly and all. But the moment you reach failure, like you fall down, you drop. Okay, this is not for me lah.
Give up. Yeah.
You give up. But you have to at least try 3 times, 4 times. Put in those hard work, put in those time a bit, and then knowing, okay, when you reach so many failures, there's only 2 things I can say. Either one, you never learn from your previous failures.
Yep.
You never learn nothing at all. You just keep doing the same thing. Second, okay, maybe it's just not meant for you, right? After learning, after you're trying, and then okay, maybe then that's not for you lah. But if you just try one time,
you definitely have to put a limit on yourself, lah.
yeah,
If you even you try so many times and it still is not going well for you, then maybe you must pick up the sign.
yep,
So learn from it. Yeah. So maybe it's not for me. I try something else.
yep,
And when I talk about the injury for Lucas, I'm not here to encourage you. When you have injury, just go for it. Of course, when you face the same situation, you have to chill. Relax. But when what Rabdan mentioned just now, you have to the word focus. When even if you relax, you don't have to sway away from that. Your focus is still the same. Your end goal is still the same. So you have to keep on after you recover and everything. You have to keep on working hard and to reach that goal in mind. Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Because for Lucas, it's because his time was very short,
yep,
and he he knows that if he don't do anything, he won't be participating in the game itself.
yeah.
So it's like I think it's everyone's dream, to play
Yeah.
this game. So
I mean, if I was in his position, I get a small cut or injury, if
yeah,
I can still go, I will go lah. Because I'm here, I trained for don't know how many years, and then just because of
that's
this
right. Yeah,
injury,
exactly.
yeah. So I get that what's the call, that drive, you're just gonna go on and all lah. But yeah, that's perseverance lah. It's just like don't give up too easily. Tell yourself that failure it's inevitable. Failure
Yep.
is bound to happen. So you try something new, confirm you will fail. Yeah.
Yep.
So knowing that you will fail first sometimes will help you ask, okay, I'm gonna try this, but I'm gonna fail. But when I reach failure, it's not gonna stop me. I'm gonna try again. So sometimes your expectations should, like Anand just said, don't be too high. Like, oh, I start something new, yeah, I'm gonna achieve it. Just
Like
said
straight
no, man,
away.
no. Straight away, boom. Said no one that I know of lah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people really have miracles in their life, but no one that I know of, even biography of successful people, right? They confirm have one stumble block of failure that they had to overcome.
Yep.
And the fact that everyone knows this, I think everyone knows that failure is inevitable, but just somehow when the failure comes in front of their face, they will stop. So it then goes on to our first point lah. How much passion do you have?
Yep.
How much drive or that fuel that you have to say, I'm failing, but I'm going to go on again. And
Yep.
I think all in all, the main point here is also just really to know yourself, what you like to do, what's your interest, have that self-awareness first, and then all this will come as it goes on lah. That's me lah.
Yep.
So yeah, I mean, I had an interesting for podcast interviewing all these national athletes.
Yeah,
I really
it
enjoy.
was.
I learned a lot of things from them.
I enjoyed myself as well. Yeah.
Yep. And after listening to all of them, they love what they do, lah. They love the sports.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah.
All in all is their love for the sport that actually make them where they are at right now.
Mm.
So if for you, I mean, if you are doing something, you have to love something as well. Like again, we say it's about passion. They have the passion. They will go all out for what they want. You know,
Yep.
their desires, their goals in mind. So yeah, so all these five points that we actually come up with from what we talk with all these athletes. First one, of course, is the pure passion that you have. Second one is accepting your limits and continue to improve from there. And third one, of course, your time management, your self-discipline, how you want to structure or plan your daily life. So make full use of each time.
Mm.
And fourth one, self-talk. So you never talk yourself down. Always try to say that you can do it, you know, in all position or any circumstances that you may face. And last one that we just talked about is perseverance. Like whatever hardship that you actually face in life or during the sports, in your sports, don't use that as an excuse to stop straight away.
Mm.
Yeah, you can actually achieve more. Maybe you after you recover, you can actually train more and become better than you were before that. So
Yep.
this is all five points that we actually covered today. So anything else, Ramdan, you want to say? Maybe to again, because our podcast is mainly we want to share to the youth,
Yeah. Oh,
uh,
yeah.
to,
Yeah.
to share with what our national athletes have gone through, you know, from day one, from scratch, and they become a national athlete up till now. So we want to share their journey with all of you right now. So yeah, maybe some 1 point or two from you.
Well, I will. I think I will just share maybe 2 points. 2 points that
Yeah, can.
2 points something that I've also am learning for myself. Like I applied this,
Mm,
and I think it's the same 2 points again and again that I've been telling myself since I was a kid. Um, enjoy the process. That's
yeah.
one. Life is short, really.
Mm,
Life is very very short, and there is no point in life if you don't enjoy the process.
mm,
You know, all these failures, all of this. I mean, to the youth, right? You're still very very young, right? When I was a kid, I want to be an adult. But now when I'm an adult, I want to be a kid. Alright? Knowing all that, enjoy the process.
yep.
Take every moment and just enjoy it really. All your exams, all the dreams that you have, you know, you're still very young. Even the
Mm,
young adults, even for our age or so, we still have dreams, you know. Enjoy the process because there is nothing left in you if you don't enjoy it at
yep.
all. Because one day we're just gonna go. You know,
Mm,
life is very very short, so just enjoy what you do. Second is I just stumbled upon this quote lah, like a few weeks back, and I'm taking the quote really really deep in my heart. It says that your duty or your job is to follow the process,
yep.
is to put hard work in the process, to do what
Mm,
you can during the process. Your job is not to control the outcome.
yep.
Your duty is not to control the outcome. Your duty is during the process. The outcome was never under your control. So when I stumble upon this quote, I'm like, oh, because sometimes we just even as a kid or because expectation that you said just now, right? Or even young adults or adults in life in general, we are focusing too much on the outcome,
The result.
where we know that the outcome is not in our hands.
Yep.
It's beyond our control. But what we can control, it's the process, the
Yep.
planning part, the execution part. Because we can plan 100%. Murphy's law, anything can go wrong. You plan 100%, you have every single thing A to Z plan. Anything happen, all this, okay, I know what to do. But at the end of the day, even events management, sometimes your cable just
You
spoiled.
never know. Yep.
You know, and then oh shit, what do I do? So the outcome is not beyond control, and knowing that, I feel I'm a bit at peace when knowing that. I'm like, okay, you know, yeah, just enjoy the process, do what you can during the process.
Enjoy the flow.
Yep.
Go with the flow.
Go with the flow. That's my last point to all of you kids or youth or anybody out there who wants to achieve not only in sports, but if you are in a different industry, these 5 points, I hope they help you, look at back. If you haven't watched our previous podcast with the athletes, look back. Good pointers. Maybe we missed out also. We don't know. Right? So yeah, I mean, all these 5 points, I think is applicable to everyone. Even, but I wish I was a kid learning this lah.
Exactly.
To be honest, yeah, because if my coaches or even last time got coach or teachers, right? If I learned this when I was a kid,
Them,
I could apply it younger. So yep, that's me. Any last points, Adnan?
Okay, for me it's very simple. Like always try new things. Like there's no harm on trying different things. Like example, you've been playing soccer since day one. When you grow up, your parents want you to play soccer. Then suddenly maybe you want to try other sports, but you have this blockage. You might think that, or maybe that's not a cut for me. Like maybe you want to play tennis. Like from football to tennis is way different, but you
Yeah.
never know. Yeah, so I just trying to say here, just go for it. Go out there, try the sport. You will never know. Maybe that sport that you want to try actually will stick to you for the rest of your life. Yeah, you never know that. Yeah, nobody knows unless you try it for yourself. But if you don't try it, then I can't help you with that. Yeah, you just don't know.
You just don't know.
Remain up in the air. So
Yeah.
nobody knows. And last one is like to say like when you do something, like don't say that you are not good at that. Never put down yourself for things that you're not good at. Just remember in mind that actually the most important thing is that you try. Yeah, like what Ramdan say. Yeah, try your best. That's the most important. Like what I mentioned just earlier. Like you try new things, and now that you already tried it, and if it's not good for you, then it's fine. Just go, like again, just go with the flow. That's the most important message that I want to bring up for everyone. So yeah, like Ramdan mentioned, if you have time to watch back the podcast with all the athletes, and yeah, we might miss out some pointers. Exactly. So I hope you like this series, mental resilience with athletes, and we will definitely come up with other podcast series in the future or in a few weeks time. We never know. So but thanks again for everyone. Really wish, I love the response that you have.
Yeah,
The
man.
numbers
Awesome,
of
man.
viewers. Yeah.
Really good, positive. Some of you guys are really very nice people. So
that
yeah.
actually keep us going.
Yep.
That's why.
If you have anything that you guys wanna,
Yeah,
us to go and find out or talk about or whatever, just
feel
let us
free.
know. We'll do our best to help you guys out.
All right.
So that's it till the next series. We'll keep you guys updated for the next series of podcasts that we're gonna do. Till then, be safe, Singapore, and to all the kids facing examinations coming soon at the end of the year.
Oh yeah.
Study hard, enjoy. Your holiday will come soon. But we cannot go holiday lah. But still, just enjoy your life for the rest of 2020. Ciao.
All right. Ciao everyone.